Hey YouTube, coming at you with my second Little Cup team. And this one, if I'm building a team, I always have at least 1.5 to 2 Bronzor counters on the team. And that's Deino and Vulpix. Vulpix, I use Quick Attack just because I just find that with like Seal as one of the main swaps too, I'd rather have a neutral fast move and you can still throw the weather balls against Bronzor. Of course, if you want to go Ember as just a fast move, that would probably be better against Bronzor. So it depends how you want to build the team. And then Deino as Dragon Breath, you still kind of lose because Dragon Breath is resisted and most are running Tackle now, so it's a losing matchup. But you can land those crunches. And Shelmet's an interesting one because Shelmet does actually pretty decent because it's still half Psychic, so it still takes neutral to Infestation and Bug Buzz, right? So all this team can sort of combo, plus you have like Shelmet's interesting because it does like super effective. The bug does super effective against Deino and wynaut, and then neutral against Bronzor. So interesting Pokemon. With the Dragon Breath damage is always good, and Vulpix is very spammy when you're running Quick Attack on it. So let's look at some battles here. And you kind of cover your weakness, right? Because if you're weak to ground and water in the front, Deino will cover your water weakness, and Shelmet will cover your ground weakness. So it is a very spammy Pokemon, as you can see right here. The problem is, because this is a running Tackle, and because you are running Quick Attack, despite being a Shadow and getting 2 Weather Balls off here, still not enough to take this out, so I'm going to have to shield up a Psyshock here. I will be able to get to another Weather Ball, but if they decide to shield and take Switch, that they can do that. So I will get this off. I will take Switch if down a shield, or they can shield and take Switch back. So looks like they're going to take Switch. I was close to the next one, right? So it's not too bad, but we'll go down here. That is fine because now I can come ahead and get on energy. And I'm just going to come in here because I think this with energy advantage is huge. Everything's resisted, right? So Psyshock or Payback is all resisted, so I can take anything. That's why I'm just coming here. Full farm, loaded with energy. What comes in? Your wynaut. So this is where you just got to chip. Do a good man chip damage here. And then you have your answer to this in the back here. And they are not getting out, and counters resisted. So this is great that they are not getting out. I can live a Mirror Coat. Again, Mirror Coat's not a good move. So take that, no problem. This will one-shot from this range, I think. So it will do a ton of damage if it lands. It does. Goodbye. And when it's in the back, Deino of their own. Weak to this. And at this point, I'm not going to get to 2 Bug Buzzes, and I expect them to shield. So just go straight Body Slam here. I did get to it. I didn't know if I was going to get to it or not, so I just went straight Body Slam. I actually was at the move, so this would have one-shotted. But in the ending, does not matter, as I have a little more health than they do to take that out. And this is why running Quick Attack is better here. It's better in the Seal matchup when Water resists it, and it's better in this matchup when Dragon resists it, right? So you can get off these Body Slams, and the Quick Attack is neutral. So this is a pretty decent matchup. They're going to have to throw here, or else I'm going to get another move off, right? I actually may shield and get the move off anyways, just because this will do like a ton of chip damage, or I'm going to grab the second shield. If I grab the second shield, I can either come in my own and farm it down, or I can come in where it's super effective here. The problem is with this is they're going to be at like at least 1 move. Maybe they're going to get to a second Body Slam too. And that is the only problem with this. So this matchup was the first time I ever played this matchup. So I didn't know how much each of these moves did. So I went Body Slam first. It does like, I don't know, what is that, like a 4th? Maybe a bit just under, right? So it doesn't do much. But then I did Bug Buzz, and that does like 40%, like as you saw there onto mine. So I think if shields are down, you probably just go Bug Buzz, or you chip with Body Slam if you can. Like they're going to throw Body Slam here, and this is where I'm just going to come in here and start getting ahead on energy. Even though this is super effective, Dragon Breath is still such a beast of a move. They have their own left, which they're coming in here and just give me farm. I'm like, okay, so you're weak to this in the back. That's the only reason you come in here. Oh yeah, and his Drifloon. And I think Drifloon is actually a really, really good pick in this meta, but not against Darks. Not against Darks, so goodbye. Not much they can do there. So this matchup again. So this matchup I actually get out into this, which is not a bad idea, but it's not a great idea. Because as you can see, these Dragon Breaths are adding up a ton. And they're staying in. So if they're staying in, I'm like, they're probably weak to this in the back. So this is why I think I can bait here. So I do bait. They do end up shielding. And now I'm like, okay, I can get to the... I cannot get to it yet. So this is the problem. This is why I think Deino is a really strong Pokemon as meta. I'm going to have to double shield. At this point, I'm like, this infestation has like chipped enough. And like I said in my video, Body Slam does like 50% in normal situations. So let's just chip with Body Slam. If not, take this out. And as you can see, they're just below yellow. And I will take them out. Right? So don't be afraid to spam those moves. I'm glad I won switch here. I cannot get to the Bug Buzz. I should have just thrown chip damage. I actually would have got to it because Mud Shot is resisted, but they end up throwing. So I should have just probably thrown Body Slam to get that huge chip damage. Out comes a Wynaut. And this is a sort of a problem in the fact that like I'm weak to counter in the back here. And it's going to take 3 of these to take it out. I don't think Mirror Coat's going to take me out because, again, Mirror Coat is a terrible, terrible move. But I am now in counter down range. Can I get to multiple moves? I can't. So let's just throw the Weather Ball. And then I'm going to have a full out farm down here because I can survive the Mirror Coat. So I know that much, right? So live that, ultra resisted, farm down, have a move coming out, 1 Body Slam, no move went through. Second Body Slam, I will win CMP to take this out. So big farm up on energy there, recognizing that even though counters were hurting, Mirror Coat was not going to do anything. Double Body Slam for the win. Again, that's not just staying here. Ducklet comes in. So Ducklet's an interesting one because I don't really have a... I mean, I guess Dino's the best answer for this because Bubble Beam is resisted. But they shield. So now they're definitely out of Brave Bird. So they can bait me here, which I think they do if I remember. Yeah, so it's just a Bubble Beam. And now they can 100% get to a Brave Bird here. And I'm like, you know what? If they double bait me, sure. But I doubt that they do. And they don't. So they Brave Bird me. That's fine. I can now just farm all the way down because their defense is severely gone. And if this Seal comes in, so I'm like, okay, this is not bad. It's not great because my attack is lowered. So it's going to take like 3 Body Slams now with these Dragon Breaths to take this out. And they still have a pretty full Bronzor in the back with a shield. So that's going to be interesting. But they burn the shield. I do manage to chip this here. The problem is I think they're going to be able to lick me all the way down even though it's resisted before I get to another move. And so I'm like, okay, what's my win con here? I think it's Vulpix getting a couple Weather Balls off, but I know they have energy already. So I get hit with the Icy Wind. That's fine. They reset. Oh no, they don't have energy because they took... But the problem is shields down. They're so tanky. And every Pokemon in this is so glassy. Like, look at those the tackles added up. Psyshock's probably going to take me out from this range. And now I'm going to need multiple Bug Buzzes to take this out. And that I don't think is going to happen before they take me out. So it is a tough Pokemon to work with. If you want to run this team, I don't hate running Ember on your Vulpix. Just know it makes you a little weak to... Seal and Deino in the back, but you can kind of deal with those two with your other Pokemon to a certain extent, right? Because if Seal comes in, you come with your Deino because it resists the lick, and if Deino comes in, you can come in with your Shelmet where Infestation does super effective, right? So that is how. And if it's on the lead, this is the only difference is if it's on the lead here, it's still a loss in the one shield, but it's like you get them really low in the one shield. Right? Because these tackles are adding up. They'll get to a move here. That's fine. I'll farm up a bit and then throw the Body Slam, and they're going to have to shield. And then they're going to have to throw another move before. Like, they're going to have to shield, and then they're going to have to throw right away, or else I'm going to get to another Body Slam. So they got to throw because I'm almost at the move. Yeah. At this point, I probably just let it go and come in Deino and get a head on energy here. I probably mispronounced it multiple times. I don't know what the right pronunciation is. I could have just looked it up. I have not done that yet. If you know the right pronunciation, let me know. Their Shelmet comes in. I'm just going to chip here because I know I can just come in mirror match and have like a good matchup if they are already chipped halfway down, right? So how's that? So I think each of these Pokemon have play. Stunky comes in, which will be on my team tomorrow. and it's okay. Again, I get to the move, and again, just throw the body slam. Does not matter in the ending. I think I get to a third one. Yeah, just body slam spam in this meta is just very real. And I think I have moves banked over here. I'm trying to get out, but I'm switch locked. Not quite yet, but I'll get to the body slam in a second here. So I like it because the Dragon Breath damage in neutral situation does so much, and then body slam again does like 40-50% to most things, right? So it's a pretty strong Pokemon to have. Vulpix is very glassy, having used it. It's in the shadow version, which I forgot to put the shadow icon here. Whoops. I like the new shadow icon too. So let's see if I can just break that out mid-game here. While you are watching the rest of the battles. Where did I put that icon is the question. I don't remember where I put it. Oh well, doesn't matter too much. You can clearly see that it's a fire Pokemon. Is it my downloads? Yeah, I don't know where. Is that on the desktop? I've got like the new. I put in the typing icons. Yeah. Put it in the typing icons. There's your shadow. Yeah, I'm glad a lot of you are liking the new layout. Let's say you guys get how the team works. I'll just give you like the 2 minutes left here. Lead with quick attack. I'm basically not getting out of any matchup unless it's like a pure water or something that resists it. Like I don't know what would resist it. So I'm basically staying in with anything with quick attack. My safe swap on this team, I think it's Shelmet. Here's the thing. I think the Deino is the better Pokemon in general. With it just got like, if you see a Wynaut or you see a fairy, it's just like an instant loss. And Shelmet, like if you see a Ducklett, you're in trouble. But outside of that, it can like body slam and bug buzz most things. So I think that's your safe swap. So I don't get out of the lead much. I think the back two cover each other's weaknesses quite well. And that's how I play this game. Glad a lot of you are enjoying the setup here. I also think that it looks great. Much more clear, much more added information of the Pokemon, the typings, the move typings. I like the logo. I like how clear everything is. So really liking this new layout. And we will push forward with some new videos and ideas. Someone in the comments below, let me know. So again, if you made it this long, you're a pretty loyal subscriber anyways. Because I asked for suggestions of like, what should I do on the Tuesday before league turnover? And I've got two different suggestions so far. One is like, just do like fun stuff. Do like a meme team, or like an all typing team, all shadow team, or a spice team. Just do something like different. That's not like here's a try hard ELO gaining team when it is like 1 day left. So that was one suggestion. The other suggestion was to do deep dives on individual Pokemon. And they mentioned like 2 to 3, and it just like, I kind of like that idea because I have preferences of what to use and why. And it's kind of how I started on this team. It's difficult to do now, just getting ahead on videos with that. What I did was like the team building series where I focused on one Pokemon and been like, here's its wins, here's its losses, here is how you can like pair it with a bunch of other Pokemon. So I'm wondering like if you want a deep dive, what would you want me to look at in a deep dive besides just like matchups and team building? Because I've sort of already have that. with a few Pokemon, but I only had like a few battles in the Great League for like, I don't know. I think I did like 10 Pokemon. If I remember, I did like Sableye, Vigoroth, Ninetales, maybe Swampert, a few others. Go check that team building playlist. So yeah, so let me know if you want me to do a deep dive on Pokemon, like what would you want me to cover? Because I think that's actually a pretty good idea for a Tuesday video, as something that's like fun, interesting, helpful. That's not just like probably like the 6th to 7th team you're going to see for this league that's ending the next day. So that is it. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate the thumbs up and comments. And if you have any of these battles, I do have. So I've got one team for tomorrow with my new secret weapon. And if you've lasted this long, the secret weapon is a Sandshrew. Half steel, so resists the fast moves by Bronzor, and it has Night Slash as its charge move, right? So, and it's also a nice answer to Deino because you have the ice fast move. So really sneaky Pokemon. I really liked it. And then, so that'll be my Saturday video. Sunday is the top Pokemon for Master League. Monday, I'm putting sort of together my best team with the 3 Pokemon that I think are the best based on the 3 teams that I've used so far. So it's going to be kind of a blended team for my best team coming up Monday. And then Tuesday, I'll figure out what I want to do. Anyways, that is it. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.